What's going on, everybody? My name is LB, the realist with Surrealistic Studios. Surreal news, surreal at night, where the real is surreal. So when somebody asks you, how are you doing today? Do you stop and wonder, do they really care about how I'm doing today? Do they really care, or are they just saying those words? Because most of the time, I feel as though when people ask you, oh, how you doing? It's more of a rhetorical question rather than a more than a real question. Because honestly, do they really care? I mean, how often do you get hit with a follow-up? Hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Oh, yeah? Just good? Not great? How many times does that happen? It may happen a few times, but on a macro scale, I mean, like, does it really happen that often? Do they really care that much to ask that follow-up question? I don't think so. I think most people, and maybe this is me being cynical, completely understand that. I'm aware of that. I believe that most people only care about other people as far as what they can do for them. Meaning, I only care about you because of what you do for me. Therefore, the minute you stop doing stuff for me, that's when I'll stop caring as much as I do. So that's how I feel about the Democrats. That's how I feel about the Democrat Party. They only care about us as far as, us giving them our votes. But as soon as we give them our votes, it's back to, oh, F this guy, or, I really don't care. As soon as they get what they want, they turn their backs on us. This is why a lot of us find it necessary to go after the Democrats more than the Republicans. At least with the Republicans, we know what we're getting. We know what they stand for. We know what they believe in because they wear their hearts on their sleeves when it comes to that. With the Democrats, it's different. They pretend as though they care about you. They pretend as though they really stand for progressive values. But everything they do, all their actions, prove otherwise. They're like the person that's asking you how you're doing, but they really don't care to hear the response. They really don't care how we're doing. It's more of a routine. It's just more of a tradition to initiate a conversation, or not even really to initiate a conversation, rather, but to establish your dominance in the conversation, rather to establish that you would like to be acknowledged. That's why people ask you, how you doing? It's saying, hey, I'm here, I'm acknowledging you, and I'm looking for a response back for that acknowledgement back. That's what that is. And it bugs me because a lot of people want you to be in the exact same spot that you are. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to evolve, because that would mean leaving them, because they're not growing. They're not evolving. Or they want to keep you in a subservient position because of what you can do for them. And the moment that you want to be something more than what you are, they try to knock you down. They'll tell you, oh, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. Why do you want to do that? You should just stay here. And I understand there's a lot of people that think that that kind of stuff is cute. They think that, this person really does care about me because they don't want me to leave. And that is understandable. And I'm not trying to sound, super cynical or super negative or anything like that. I'm really not trying to, but these feelings do come up when I hear certain things. When I hear people say things like, oh, why do you want to do this? You should just stay here. Or why would you want to do this? Why would you want to be that? You can't do that. You gotta stay here. You gotta do this. They can't even fathom the thought of you being something greater than what you are right now. Why? It's because they've gotten so used to you doing for them. They don't want you to leave. Why would they want you to leave if you do everything for them? Why would they ever want you to evolve? Why would they ever want you to progress when your state of regression is serving them well? This is what I feel about the Democrat Party. They want to keep the people subservient to them. They want to keep us believing in the two-party system. They want to keep us believing that they're not only the better choice, but the only choice that a reasonable person can make. It's wrong and it's detrimental to our democracy. These people, they don't care about the evolution of man, about the evolution of women, about the evolution of a society. They don't care about a revolution. They don't care about a conscious evolution. They don't care that we want to make our lives better. They don't care that we want to progress. They'd rather keep us exactly where we are. So it bugs me when I hear people say, you know, well, why do you want to do this? You shouldn't do that. You know, you should just stay here. Whenever you try to expand on new ideas to people, it's like there's a certain kind of person that always shuts you down and just, it makes you feel minuscule. It makes you feel like you can never progress to anything more than what you already are. Sometimes it feels like crabs in a barrel. Every time you try to come out, there's another crab pulling you back down to the rest of them. And it makes people not want to go anywhere in life. It makes people feel as though that they're not even worthy of certain things. And that's what I'm against. I'm against that because, you know, we can only do so good until our good starts affecting this other person and you know, the quality of their well-being. It irks me so much because I'm seeing this in aspects of life. And it always goes back to the same exact principle. You know, it goes back to the same exact situation. Whenever we want to progress and we want to evolve, there's always somebody there to pull us back down. It's happening in the progressive movement. Whenever we're trying to evolve and talk about new ideas and actually talk about solutions, there's always a shit lib that brings us back down. Say, nah, you can't talk about that kind of stuff. Why would you ever want reparations? Why would you ever want a Medicare for all? A single payer healthcare system? Why would you ever want that? You don't need that. What are you talking about? Or it could be something like, oh, why do you want to buy this house? Why do you want to be a homeowner? Why don't you just rent? Just be a renter. Just be a renter like the rest of us. Why do you be a home? It's like there's this constant fight. Every single time that somebody wants to progress, there's always somebody that's pulling us back down and making us regress. They do it in politics. They do it in, you know, when it comes to housing. They do it when it comes to schooling. They do it for everything. When it comes to occupations. You can never be anything more than what you are, because the person that you're currently, like say in a job situation, the person that you're currently working for, they don't want to see you go off and do something else. They don't want to see you progress. They don't want to see you move up the corporate ladder. They want to see you right where you are, working for them for minimum wage or close to minimum wage, breaking your back, doing all these different tasks for them, doing all these different things for them. because you're making their lives easier. You're not making your life easier. You're making their lives easier. Why would they ever want that to change? I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny. Every time I see that situation, it just pisses me off. Because it always seems like they can't do nothing without you. Like, they always feel as though they need you there to do all these tasks when you're trying to progress your life, when you're trying to evolve. For instance, like an occupational example. I don't want to be a security officer for the rest of my life. But because I do such a great job when I'm doing my job, the people that I'm working for, they don't want to see me make it. They don't want to see me evolve. They don't want to see me get a better position at a different company so that I can make more money and to provide for my family. They don't want to see that. Why? Because they'd rather me stay in the position that I am, making less money, not providing for my family because I'm providing for their family. And it irks me to my very core because people generally are selfish. And you should be a little selfish because you have to be able to take care of yourself in order to take care of anybody else. It starts here. But when your selfishness gets to a point where you can't even recognize anybody else's happiness because you're so preoccupied with them making you happy that none of their happiness matters, that's where I have a problem. That's when your selfishness is exceeding your humanity. We all just want to progress. We all want to evolve. Well, at least most of us. There are some of us that are happy with the mundane. We are happy, and I'm saying we like them, but they're happy with mediocrity. They're happy with incrementalism. There are some of us who are not. Some of us actually want better lives for ourselves. Some of us actually want to provide the quality of living that, we weren't able to have, but maybe now we can provide that for our family members. Maybe now we can work to attain that one day. We don't want to just be stuck in the same rut. We don't want to be stagnant. We want to progress. We want to move on. But there's too many people, including in the progressive movement, there's too many people, way too many people that don't want that to happen. And that's how they get us, folks. They use this group of people against this group of people, and we're fighting against each other. It irks me to my very core, folks. I don't understand it, but there's a lot of people that don't get it. There's a lot of people that they don't see that side of it. They only see the side, oh, this person really likes me. This person, they don't want me to leave because they really like me, and they really like me. They like you, but it's more so that they like the things that you do for them. Because the moment you stop doing those things for them, they'll stop liking you as much as they do. You won't be their favorite anymore. Why? Because you're not doing anything for them the way you used to. And the moment somebody else does for them better than you do is the moment you'll be old news. When you're an employee, you're only as good as your last task or your last job. You know what I'm saying? That you could do good, 98% of the time. You get to the 99%, and all of a sudden you mess up, something falls under the cracks or whatever, and you're being judged for that one instance. You're not being judged for all this good that you've done. You're only being judged for that small little part. And this is just what it is. This is what we have to deal with until you decide that you don't want to be subservient to that anymore, to that idea to that person, to that boss. You know, there's more to life than to just being subservient to somebody else. It's okay to want more. It's okay to want to progress. It's not okay to stifle somebody's progression because you're being selfish. So next time you see somebody and you ask them, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Ask them a follow-up question. Practice the art of actually caring about the next person and about their success. Not just yours, but theirs. Don't keep somebody subservient to you, or don't try to trap somebody in mediocrity or incrementalism when that's not where they want to be. Just because it serves your interests. That's selfish, that's wrong, and that is not what I stand for. This is what's wrong with the Democrat Party. This is why we feel as though it's necessary to go after the Democrats more so than the Republicans, because the Republicans are wolves. The Democrats are wolves in sheep clothing. One, we know very well what they are, and we know how to approach them. We know how to deal with them. One is right here in our own flock, pretending to be one of us, lying to our faces, and stabbing us in the back. Just some food for thought, folks. Something that was going on in my head that I wanted to let out. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that I'm, I don't know, over-exaggerating, or do you think that I'm, being too negative? Maybe I am. I don't know. This is just what I'm feeling right now. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. All that jazz, folks. Remember, love from your hearts. Peace from your souls. And light for everyone else. And for everything else. All right? Remember, do something kind. Rewind. Until next time, everything will be fine. I'm out, folks. Find all my information down below. And until the next video, I'm out.